Hey everybody, Coco here, and today I'm going to be trying 3 DIY mug cakes, and I am super excited because I am one person and I hate baking. So I'm hoping that these little mug cakes are a lot easier than making like an entire cake, and they're just something you can do if you're feeling a craving for a cake but don't want to make a whole cake, that it's easy. Hopefully. We're gonna find out if it's easy and if it works today. So I'm gonna be trying 3 different mug cakes. So the first one we're gonna be doing is the mug brownie. So this I think is the easiest out of the 3 I am doing. What you're gonna need is 4 teaspoons of flour, 4 teaspoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of cocoa, 2 teaspoons of water, 2 teaspoons of oil. It doesn't specify what kind of oil, so I used coconut oil. So we'll see if that works, and maybe if it doesn't, you should try a different oil. 1/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla, and that's all the ingredients. So the instructions for the brownie mug cake say mix and microwave for 30 seconds. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so I'm gonna start by taking my little thing of flour. I already measured these out, so it would be easier for me to do. So now I just have to pour it in my cup, like so. Okay, so flour, and then sugar, and then cocoa powder. Coconut oil has hardened. Good. Perfect. I'm gonna use my nasty finger that I haven't washed for 10 years, and I'm gonna put it in here and just mist the cup. Good. Good. I'm glad that's all over my leg. Really glad. See how I mist the cup here? Nice. This is for me, so it's okay if I touch it, right? Beautiful. And water. Alright, so that should be it. It looks disgusting right now. So I'm gonna mix it. This does not look super promising. It's really thick. Also, I don't bake or cook or anything very much, or at all. So if I can do this, it's likely that you can do it. You probably won't be able to see it super well, but that's about as good as I'm gonna get it. So I'm gonna go microwave it for 30 seconds, and then we're gonna try it and see if it tastes good. Okay, so I'm back. I just microwaved my brownie. It smells good. It smells really good, actually. It smells really good. It's really hot at the bottom, even though it was only in for 30 seconds. Okay, let's try it. I got a fork. Okay, it's still like maybe too warm. That's kind of the consistency you get. Ooh, it's really chocolatey, and it's kind of warm. It has kind of like a grainy taste to it, like it's got some grain in it. It's super duper chocolatey, like holy shit chocolate. I mean, I'm still eating it, so it must not be terrible. Alright, so the brownie in a cup, mug, or whatever, it's pretty good. It's not bad at all. Is it as good as baking a thing of brownies and eating those? No. But is it good enough for satisfying a chocolate craving or a brownie craving? Yeah, I'd say so. It's just enough for one person, and it's pretty easy to make. This is the easiest one out of the 3, so I give it a thumbs up for how easy it is and how little it makes. I think it's perfect if you're just trying to get rid of a brownie craving. So the next one I'm doing is a little bit harder than the brownie. It is the 5-minute vanilla cake batter mug cake. So this one is supposed to be vanilla. It takes a lot more, not a lot more, like ingredients, but it just takes more of the ingredients. First, you're gonna need 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, 1/4 of a cup of milk, 1 egg. Last but not least, you're supposed to put in flour. This is what it looks like. It smells like vanilla, which is what it's supposed to. It's supposed to be a vanilla cake. So I ended up putting it in for 90 seconds because when 60 seconds were up and I took it out, it was still kind of liquidy looking. It doesn't feel like cake. Look at that. It looks more like cake on camera than it does in real life. It just, I don't know. The taste tastes like tapioca pudding. Like on the nose. That's exactly what it tastes like to me. It tastes like tapioca pudding. And that's what it smells like too. It tastes like tapioca pudding, and then you like smashed tapioca pudding and added flour and then baked it like a loaf of bread. That's what it tastes like. It does not taste anything like cake. It tastes like tapioca pudding. The consistency is not cake. It's like bread. Wet bread. Like moistened bread. But you might be like, that's cake! But no, it's not. It's not cake. It's like when you take a loaf of bread, not a loaf of bread, like a piece of bread and ball it up and then like dunk it in like a liquid. That's what the texture kind of feels like. It's odd. I don't think I like this one that well. So this last cake I'm super excited for because it's one of my favorite drinks in a cake form. Yes, it is hot chocolate mug cake. So the first thing we're gonna do is put in the flour. So you need 3 tablespoons of flour. Whee! Oh God, getting too fancy. Too fancy with spilling shit. All over my legs. We have 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. And we have 2 teaspoons of sugar. Okay, and we have 3 tablespoons of milk. 1/2 tablespoon of vegetable oil. Last but not least, 1 tablespoon of hot cocoa mix. I just used the Swiss mix. So I think this is pretty well mixed. That's kind of the consistency I'm getting. About the same as the last cake. So this one says that you can add mini marshmallows into the mix or put them on top or both. I don't have mini marshmallows. I thought I did and I was super excited because I have this little can that's like the little mini marshmallows that you get in hot chocolate mix. I'll put like a picture up so you can see what I'm talking about. I thought we had those, but we don't. So I'm not gonna have any marshmallows added to it. I think there's like 2 marshmallows in here from the hot chocolate mix. And that's all the marshmallow goodness I'm gonna be having. So it says basically to microwave it for a minute or until the cake batter is basically done. It says that the cake should be dry on top and not sticky, and that this is best consumed warm. I am back. I did microwave it for a minute like it said, and it isn't sticky on top. It feels spongy. So I think it's ready. It's very hot. So this is what the cake looks like. It looks kind of funny, but I swear to you, it is spongy. See, it's spongy. The liquid came off. So I think it's good. We're gonna try it. This is what it looks like. The hot chocolate one definitely has the most cake-like texture. I feel like I am eating a cake with that one. The thing about it is it's extremely bland. It doesn't really taste like hot chocolate or chocolate at all. It's pretty bland. So maybe add like some cocoa powder or something to it if you're gonna make it. That might help a little bit. I'm not sure, but it is most bland and doesn't have as much flavor. All right, so I'm gonna go through and rate all 3 of them. I am gonna do a texture rating as well as a taste rating and an easiness rating. Brownie score, taste 6. Texture, I'm gonna give it a 5. The texture has a little bit of a graininess in it, like you can still taste the sugar granules. I don't particularly like that. And it is a tiny bit dry now that it's been sitting and cooled. I think it's just a little bit dry. Not bad, it's pretty good. Easiness, it's gonna be a 10. It's extremely easy, definitely the easiest one out of the bunch. The taste of the vanilla cake, I'm going to give it a 7. I like the taste of it. It does taste a lot like tapioca pudding. If you don't like tapioca pudding, you probably won't like it. For texture, I am going to give it a 4 because I don't like how spongy it is. It doesn't feel like a cake. It's very dense and spongy feeling. I don't care for the texture. So the easiness of this vanilla cake, I'm going to give it a 4 as well. It is the hardest one, I would say, out of the bunch. You do get the most product out of it, but I do feel like it is a little bit more difficult to make. And the directions on the page that I found on Pinterest aren't super specific as to how to put the ingredients together and for sure what timing is. So I just think it's a little bit more difficult. It's definitely not hard, but compared to the rest of them, it is the hardest. So out of taste for the hot chocolate one, I'm going to give it a 5. I like the taste of it, even though it's very bland. I feel like if you just added a little bit more of like a chocolate or like a cocoa powder or whatever to it, it would taste a little bit better. It's just a little bit on the bland side. but I think that can be easily helped. For texture, I'm going to give it a 9. It's very close to a cake, and I feel like it is the most cake-like out of the 3 that I did. Easiness, I'm going to give it a 7. I think it's very easy, and it's just a little bit, tiny bit harder than the brownie, but you do get a little more product out of the hot chocolate one than you do the brownie. So that kind of makes it way a little different, but I do like it a lot. Hot chocolate as number 1, brownie as number 2, and I'm gonna put vanilla cake as 3. Hot chocolate is our winner! Yay! So this was extremely fun. If you like these types of videos, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up so that I know this is something that you would like me to do again. I hope to see you guys in my next video, and until then, bye!